While Jews around the world sat at their Seder tables celebrating our freedom, the enemies of Israel were once again revealing their true nature. Iran, the Houthis, and Hezbollah in Lebanon were launching continuous missile attacks on Israel throughout the holiday. Here in the Judean hills, we had to run to our bomb shelters 3 times, including at 3:30 a.m., after only getting to sleep around 3 a.m. once our Passover Seder finally ended. That was on Seder night. But for many of our friends and family across the country, it was relentless. Sirens, explosions, parents grabbing children and running for cover. Some families didn't even manage to finish their Passover Seders. There was a direct hit in Petach Tikva that miraculously resulted in no fatalities. Another strike in the Jordan Valley. A missile hit a barn instead of any home, so no one was hurt. A building in Haifa last night was hit directly and killed 4 people who allegedly were not in a safe room or didn't get there in time. But the bomb on that rocket head didn't explode. So many more lives were saved because of that. And once again, as I've repeated to you time after time throughout this war, we are living and witnessing something that defies logic. God's hand watching over us in ways that are impossible to ignore. Now think about this. In the middle of reliving our redemption from Egypt, which is what the Passover holiday is all about, Jews today are again forced into bomb shelters because enemies are trying to destroy us. And yet, this time is very different. Very different. Because this time is not a story of Jewish weakness. This time, we are living a story of unbelievable Jewish strength, of resilience, and of open miracles. Because while the Islamic Republic of Iran fires missiles at us today, it comes from them being in a position of weakness. As we are systematically dismantling them, we are not merely defending ourselves in Israel. We are reshaping reality as the clear victors in the Middle East, a powerful Jewish state of Israel, third Jewish Commonwealth that has left our enemies totally stunned and totally off balance. At the beginning of Passover, President Trump announced that the United States will continue striking Iran's infrastructure until it is dismantled, unless the regime chooses to surrender. That is a total shift in the strategic equation of the Middle East and a total change of how Western governments and past U.S. administrations dealt with Iran. And last night, President Trump was epic with these 2 posts he made on Truth Social, threatening total destruction of their infrastructure if they don't open the Straits of Hormuz. No, it's not presidential. And that's exactly why it matters. For years, we've been conditioned to expect our Western leaders and U.S. presidents to speak in polished cliches, to hide behind diplomatic language, to pretend that evil can be negotiated with if only the tone is right. We were told that restraint is strength, that ambiguity is wisdom in making these deals, that carefully worded statements somehow keep us safer. But look at reality. For decades, the evil, jihadi Islamic Republic of Iran that has called for 47 years to destroy America and destroy Israel has been still clear about its intentions. Didn't hint, didn't imply. They declared it repeatedly, building an entire regime around hatred, expansion, and destruction of Israel, America, and the whole freedom-loving world. And yet the world answered with press releases, with deals, with illusions, with billions of dollars given by the Obama and Biden administrations. And now suddenly something feels differently. We finally have a partner taking out evil, and not in the regular diplomacy of the Obama-Biden administrations. President Donald Trump doesn't speak that language. He doesn't pretend. He doesn't dress up reality to make it more comfortable. When he is seeing evil, he is calling it out. When he draws a line, he is making sure it's understood, not in diplomatic code, but in terms that leave no room for confusion. Just look at this post he made. It says it right there. No, he's not polished. He is real, and the world needs real. And in moments like these, to save humanity from the Shia jihadi evil of Iran, real matters more than refined fake diplomacy. Because strength, clear, unapologetic strength, is the only language regimes like the Islamic Republic of Iran have ever understood. Not theories, not conferences, not carefully worded condemnations, not billions of dollars. Reality. And for the first time in a long time, you can feel that reality shifting. You can feel that we are no longer living in a world where Israel stands alone, second-guessed, restrained, pressured to hold back while enemies openly plan our destruction. Instead, we are witnessing something that almost feels surreal. The biggest empire of our time, the United States of America, willing to stand with clarity, with force, with conviction, thanks to President Donald Trump. Not because it's politically correct, but because it's right. And if you step back for just a moment, beyond the headlines, beyond the noise, beyond the endless commentary, you can feel it. Something deeper is happening. A depth that has to do with truth. A tiny Jewish state of Israel, surrounded by jihadi Muslim enemies, Shia and Sunni Muslims, standing strong against them, pushing them back, refusing to break under their numbers and threats. And alongside it, the most powerful nation in the world, not wavering, not apologizing, not retreating, but standing firm together with us. History doesn't move like this every day. These are not ordinary times. These are moments that reshape reality. Moments our grandparents could only have dreamt about. Moments our enemies never believed they would see. What a time to be alive. And what it means for Israel, for the Jewish people, and for the future, that we are not just surviving. We are standing tall and thriving. But never lose sight of the bigger truth. This isn't about President Donald Trump or even about Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. This is about God. God is running the show. We are living through a spiritual war. Everything going on, it's a spiritual war, not just a geopolitical one. And in this spiritual reality, nothing moves forward just because of a leader, a speech, or a policy decision. If we want something to happen, if we want real change, real victory, real redemption, then it requires us to pray, to act, to take responsibility, not to sit back and wait for leaders to deliver. Because even the strongest leaders will sometimes disappoint us. That's human nature. But our future was never meant to depend on them alone. It's upon us. And despite all this, the mainstream media is pushing the narrative that Iran is winning this war. Do not fall into the media propaganda traps of the defeatists who are against Trump, who are against Netanyahu, trying to convince you that Iran is winning this war. One of the most significant developments was the United States targeting of a central bridge connecting Tehran and Karaj. This is not just another strike, not just another bridge. This is strategic warfare at the highest level. Iran is a massive, mountainous country spread over thousands of kilometers. It's as big as Alaska. Its regime depends on internal logistical movements to maintain control. Destroying critical bridges doesn't just damage infrastructure. It fractures the regime's ability to govern, to move forces, to project power internally. According to reports, that bridge was being used to covertly transport missiles and critical components from Tehran to launch sites in western Iran, as well as to support military logistics in the capital. Take that out, that bridge, and you begin to isolate Tehran itself. Right? That's the beating heart of Iran. And here is what makes this even more significant. Iran does not have a functioning air force capable of compensating for this kind of disruption. We've taken it out. Once ground logistics are hit, movement slows, coordination collapses, control weakens. And in the end, we want the Iranians themselves to take down the regime. Now add to that the continued strikes on Iran's steel and energy industries, core pillars of its economy and military production, and the pressure intensifies even further. These hits are not isolated. They are systematic. They are targeting the regime's ability to sustain itself. And now President Trump threatens to destroy all of their power plants and bridges. All of this is happening while Iran is already struggling under sanctions and facing deep internal crisis, including severe water shortages. Right? Because they never invested in their own people. They invested in destroying Israel and missiles and terror around the world. So step by step, pressure point by pressure point, the United States and Israel are weakening the evil jihadi Islamic regime. At our own Passover Seder, we didn't just speak about the miracles of the Exodus thousands of years ago. We spoke about the miracles today that we are living in and about what it means to be living through a modern day redemption. a sovereign Jewish people back in our homeland, strong enough not only to defend ourselves, but to go and take out our enemies, and witnessing events unfold that earlier generations could only have dreamt of. This is not just history repeating. This is history accelerating. Because this year, more than ever before, we are not just telling the story of redemption of thousands of years ago. We are living our modern story of redemption. So strengthen your faith in God. We are living in unbelievable redemptive times. Stick with the Jewish people, stick with the Jewish state of Israel, stick with the truth, therefore stick with the pulse of Israel. And remember, the Jewish people, we're alive and well. We've only just begun to see the good times that are coming. Am Yisrael Chai. If you like our videos, subscribe and donate today.
Pulse of Israel, frontline videos from the Holy Land. Support our work by donating today.